Okay, so welcome to our Relationship Flow podcast by Lee Goldsmith. It's been a while since we did an episode together, about a month, and a lot's going on. That's why we don't have my soulmate on the mic. Maybe we'll get some extra bonus episode or a new episode with her coming soon. Everything will be in the right time. Just in terms of our life, it's been quite intense, with the war. My son, thank God, if you listen to previous episodes, you'll be able to see we were just in Netanya for a break, and it was needed to the point where I really took a break from everything, including, the content, marketing, focus, even though I kept up with it, but not like anything too much new, like any podcast episodes like this. So we're just after that, and thank God I feel a little bit more relaxed and balanced, even though there's quite a big pressure now. I've come back to end off the week with all the different projects I'm involved with at full steam. The hope is that we'll continue be a bit more consistent, maybe more than monthly relationship flow, including my soulmate. Until then, I think you get the idea that the focus is keeping strong, keeping the clarity in relationship, the clarity of knowing that you have your soulmate, clarity that no matter what, this is your mission together in this world, and you have the ability to be successful with it, and to not allow the negative voices or forces around you to bring God forbid, a confusion. That no matter what, the person who's in front of you, the person who's been chosen and you've chosen to be one with, this is your reality, this is your truth. And the Relationship Flow podcast is giving us the tools to tune into the daily life flow, the alignment that's needed to respond to divine providence, and to have that sincere relationship with someone who you can build a future with. This is the key to a lot of parts of life in terms of family values. Building a family is with the person who you are one with, your soulmate. That's the first step, no matter what. And that continues to be the priority throughout all the developments of the family. Even when you have children like myself, you have, say, 6 children like we do, and you have one in the war, and a few different other stories going on, kids traveling another month or so to Uman and to Rosh Hashanah. Got to keep an eye on all the different aspects of the new year of school and all the different things that are coming up in the next few months, to be able to, no matter what, to use the time for the so-called holiday time, which, as I said before, I'm working mostly. But when you are on holiday, like I hopefully achieve, there is some sort of family focus, some sort of disconnect to reconnect, just like we have to do every week on Shabbat, on Shabbos, to be able to disconnect, to reconnect, and to get that clarity of the relationship that we are meant to be, we are together. Even when facing, like we're in a transitional stage, looking for a place to live right now, and that can be a little bit challenging with the finances and the preferences and all the different pressures that go with that. But the beauty is that you do it together, and you try, accept, empathize, to be sensitive to the different triggers that come up when going through a transition part of your journey, and being able to accept the difficulties that brings and the painful emotions it brings up. One of the things I was talking about recently is a guy called David Bashaskin, I think his name is, the 1840 podcast. He brought up a point that, that Hillel Field responded very strongly to, but, the idea of bringing your children to Eretz Yisrael and them being able to maintain some sort of spirituality in the Holy Land. Now, the fact that there's a question like that is already, showing the challenges that is in our generation, of how comfortable we've got in exile, and to the point where we've misunderstood a little bit what Eretz Yisrael is about, what the Holy Land is about, what Israel is about. That's firstly the key step forward, is to get clarity that Eretz HaKodesh is our home, and it's a place where we become more spiritual, more connected, more in tune, even though we have to go through more challenges and face a lot of difficulties to get there. But that's part of that refinement we've mentioned before in previous episodes. It builds us up to a bigger level, and we have to realize that the challenges is what's going to bring us to a deeper connection to our Creator, but also to our soulmate, who we go on that journey with together, please God. And if people are listening who haven't yet found their soulmate, every challenge you go through, there is a soulmate that is also going through their challenge, even on a soul level. And we have to understand that in the true level, everyone has a soulmate, and it just doesn't always manifest in the full way. but you're always bound one with another person who completes you, and that spiritual level is always present in a person's life. I know that doesn't always feel like so much comfort when we think about physically, emotionally, and just the ability to have that clarity of that person, but that is something which we have to daven for, pray for, and we can keep working towards that soulmate connection. Once we have that, once again, then when we go into the challenge of bringing up children, so that they will see from us as soulmates that we are soul focused, and that will give more of a soul connection to the Holy Land. They will develop their own strong personalities, their own strong leadership qualities, and that should be encouraged, even if sometimes it can be a bit difficult as parents on the authority side of things. But you have to go through that transition time where they're going to be a little bit chutzpahdik, and especially when they're teenagers. As I say often, Jolah Sunny teenager. Thank God I'm not a teenager. It's a very difficult time period. You have to have a lot of patience and empathy during this time period. Allow them to explore and have ups and downs and make mistakes and be able to be there for them, and no matter what. And something that my wife, my soulmate, is very strong at. I can definitely work on it more. And I do believe that if we really are real with our life and facing our stuff and being real with our children in this generation and communicating to them in real ways, so then they'll slowly come to the clarity themselves of their journey and their life, what they're here for, their unique mission, and we'll be able to get nachas from their clarity that they're walking with and representing. So that is the focus today in this Relationship Flow podcast, the clarity. I'll just say one more story, that my son, being in the army, has brought him a lot of clarity. Being in this war has made him refocus on what life's about, what values. We dedicate all our podcasts, everything we're doing, to his safety, BORUCH MASHA, and for the refuah for my mother, Liba Simcha. I definitely think the clarity, that if she would have had a bit more clarity, she'd be a little bit more healthier. But that's part of the transition of the generations, that we're blessed, even though this is a very challenging generation with all the abundance of information and technological developments, that we can still tune into the truth if we really search for it and want it. There is an abundance, so we have to sift and be able to clarify what is truth for us and truth for our purpose in this world, truth for our relationships, and do that together with our soulmate, do that together with our children, so that we can live a clarified life and hopefully build generations in the Holy Land that will be proud to be who they are and to fulfill their mission. And I wish everyone a beautiful rest of week and a beautiful Shabbat Chazak. We're already in Chodesh, end of Chodesh Tammuz, coming up to Chodesh Menachem Av, time of comfort and Yeshua, salvations. We should be blessed with those comfort and Yeshua salvations. Keep hearing good news about the falling of our enemies, and hopefully we'll hear that all the many more simcha, relationship flows that we can share. Give your feedback. We appreciate it, and share this on.